Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and today we are back with another Diary of a Desperate Racer video. I haven't done any of these for a while because, well, I haven't been doing the daily races. I fell out of love with them because of issues like the one we're going to see today, but this one is an absolute classic. I have got back into the daily races. We did get our A ranking last week at Brands Hatch Indy, where I had a fantastic week with loads of clean racing. This week, we are headed off into the GR3 cars that I can't drive at Bathurst, which I love, with the view to trying to get to grips with these GR3 cars. So basically what's happening here is I line up at the beginning of the race behind Daryl Dixon, Daryl being the subject of today's video, shall we say. I've got Lolo 19 up front that had some cracking races with this evening, and I've got M1 Cash behind, who's also pretty respectful. But you're going to see something in this one that really took me by surprise. I won't run the whole of the video, but I will just run the beginning of it just from the point of view of Daryl and me. So we're going to come down to the 90-degree left-hander. I'm braking nice and early so you can get this turned in, just settling down. We've got a couple of cars that have already dropped it on the exit of the first corner, so that promotes us up to 10th position. And then we've got this great long drive down towards the tight right-hander before we start going up the hill. You've got 6 or 7 cars up front that are tight together. Daryl just running really nicely behind Lolo at the moment, and I'm around about a second behind Daryl at this point and going quite nicely. I was quite happy. Everything bunches up a little bit there, and you can see there's a couple of more cars go around, so we get a place down. We've gone through Ming, who ghosted, and another one on the side, so that actually promoted me up to 7th place, and I was thinking, wow, this is good. We could actually do something here. We could actually make something of this race. Keep it clean, keep it tidy, and could we go top 6 and actually, for once this week, improve on the DR? Now, my line is a little bit off as we go through there, but you can see Daryl straight into the wall there, and then unfortunately, I did run into the back of him. But if we just go back a little bit here, and I'll just go on to the pause button, and we'll just play that one through. So I take a slightly different line over on the right hand side. I've now corrected it. Daryl's taking the right line, but he gets it wrong across the curb, almost runs into the back of Lolo, but instead he hits the wall. At that point, I can see he's in trouble, and I'm already on the brakes. I'm full on the brakes as soon as I can, so I cannot avoid the guy, and I do actually hit him, and he does go into the wall. I stay behind. I brake early because I can see he's still in all sorts of a mess, and I'm just trying to stay out of his way as we go through here, but I am alongside, and then we get another little rub through there. At that point, he is absolutely miffed, and as we go into this one, I've got a 2-second penalty anyway, so why he does this, I don't know. All he's got to do is follow me through, but he goes for the lunge, which he's never going to make. He's actually got his steering wheel full over to the right at this point to push me into the wall, and he actually tries to run me in the wall, pit manoeuvring himself at the same time, to which point he gets completely messed up. Other cars are going through. He's now down into 11th place, and I did actually manage to get away, but unfortunately I have got that 2-second penalty to serve, which means those 3 cars are going to go through. Daryl is going to be able to come up behind me, and I was unable to keep any cars between us. Now, I already know that this guy is annoyed at me, and I don't know why, but in this corner, he knows he can't get me here. But just watch this as we go down into the final corner. He's right up behind me. I'm thinking, okay, do you want to go round? No, okay, we'll just leave him. And as we get here, it's bang, 2 smashes straight off. I'm into the barrier. He then carries on. He almost has a go at the other guy as well that was recovering there. And unfortunately, at this point, I am now pretty much dead last. I've got a 4.5-second penalty. So sour grapes indeed for getting into the barrier. And then Daryl just continues on his merry way. So I'm not going to bother with the rest of that race, because at that point I was completely hacked off. I did finish the race. I don't rage quit. But boy, oh boy, did this guy get angry for me doing absolutely nothing other than trying to avoid him. And the stream enjoyed it. Oh, somebody actually went back to check to make sure that it wasn't me that forced the issue. And thankfully it wasn't. And I managed to sort of settle myself down a little bit. But boy, oh boy, if you are going to put it into the wall, my friend, and somebody happens to hit you because you've put it in the wall and stopped on a sixpence, please don't take it out on anybody. At the end of the day, I really didn't care. And actually in a following race that evening, he jumped into the M6 that I was in, and I did actually manage to beat him on track fair and square. So I felt quite good about that, a little bit of kudos as it were. But yeah, a very, very, very interesting start to the race indeed. So that was my race pretty much over, and I've just jumped towards the end of the race. Daryl is in 6th at the moment. M1 Cash, who I've had a race before with, I think he's pretty good. He's coming down. Daryl goes to the left to defend, then moves back into the braking zone. There's maybe a little bit of a touch there, so he goes a bit wide. He's onto the grass again. He just comes across. I thought he was going to push M Cash off there, but Daryl moving around all over the place with dirty tyres. Brakes really late into this corner, goes a little bit deep. He's into the grass, and M Cash makes my day by going through and demotes Daryl down to 7th. So he didn't get a top 6, but he did get 7th place. But there we go. That was that particular race. Sour grapes on my part? Not at all. Just give me footage for a lovely little video. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please hit the sub button if you haven't already, and hit the bell button for notifications of more like this coming. And if you did like it, smack that like button for me. That'd be great. And I'll be back with more Diary of a Desperate Racer videos as I get more into the daily races. So more of them coming soon. For now, take care. Bye-bye.